What's up, everybody? My name is Mac and Savage, and welcome to another YouTube video. Today, we're actually going to be going through a couple of the things that I own right now. So we're going to be looking at all of the obstacles that I own from start to the current. Now, if you've been on my Instagram, you've probably already seen the how the box looks like, which I showcased at the beginning of this video. But first, we're going to go through all of the other obstacles first, and we will eventually get to that one. So far, it's a really good obstacle. As you can see, there's already stickers and stuff on it, but let's not talk too much about it. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, at the very beginning, for my very first little fingerboard obstacle, I guess, I'm not too sure, man. This is basically like a little Crayola box that I used when I first started fingerboarding. Matter of fact, the other little fingerboard that actually went along with this, my very first one, would be the Teak Tuning, actually, but under this cover is a P-Rep graphic. It just ended up getting a little bit too old, so I upgraded. But this is actually my very first fingerboard, and I use this here obstacle to basically use as like a ledge or a little manual pad. It's dope as hell. You can see it's been used a hell of a lot, even on the other side here, like just a bunch of marks. I don't really use this anymore, so it just kind of sits and collects dust, but I keep it as like a, like something to keep me humble, to know where I started. And yeah, so moving on. Next in line, we've got the Teak Tuning black round rail. Now this one is actually my very first obstacle that I bought with my own money, and the first real obstacle we're talking here. I actually bought this when I first moved in with my dad, and just like a little backstory. I basically was saving up a bunch of money to try and get really into fingerboarding because I knew that it was something that I wanted to do. So I saved up money while I was working at my job, and this is the first ever little obstacle that I've owned. I really enjoy it. I still use it to this day, matter of fact. You can see it's been used to hell and back, and we got a couple stickers on there, even right here. I've gotten a lot of these stickers from Peak. I mean, I just really like their stuff. Let's go ahead and move on real quick. Next up, we've got the very first real expensive one, popular brand. This is probably still my favorite obstacle out of everything that I've owned, because this is obviously like a dope little obstacle to own, man. I mean, Black River, it's very popular, and what I enjoy the most about this is the fact that it has a brick layout, and I've actually managed to put some legitimate marks in there, and now I've got like some nice grooves in there now, and it's very smooth. Got a bunch of stickers on there from some of my favorite brands. I went and customized the bottom of this because it had no grip on the bottom, so I went and got basically leftover grip tape and put tape on the bottom for extra grip, so that way I can go a little bit wild when I need to. The only downfall with this is that I have to record the other way when I record using my fisheye lens. So typically this is how I record it, but when I'm practicing, it's the other way. But that's the only real complicated thing about filming. But let's go ahead and move on. Next up, we have one of my personal favorites, the White Mike bench and rail. Now this right here is super dope. This is probably my favorite looking obstacle because of the authenticity and like all the little graffiti stuff that's on it. I've even put like some stickers and some stuff like that on here to make it, kind of like personalized. You even get the little White Mike logo right there. It looks super cool. But this is, as far as looks goes, it's probably my favorite looking obstacle. And you got the no parking thing right there as well. Like this is super cool. You've probably seen this in quite a few of my videos recently, because this is just, I have to show it off, man. And I've gotten so good with it too. But let's go ahead and move on. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Boop. This thing right here from Teak Tuning. This is a little cement bench looking thing that we've got here, and it's got a little engravement on there as well. I went ahead and opened this up earlier because I was already like way too excited for this. Like I was super stoked to actually have like a real cement obstacle, and Teak is where I usually start when I want to experiment, and then I'll go on to the more expensive brands. which actually led me to Black River when I bought my first rail. I wanted to get something that was a wee bit bigger, and I went ahead and bought that. But this right here is my start to a cement obstacle collection. I've already went ahead and waxed it, which, by the way, if you guys are wondering what kind of wax I use, I just use, this is a brand called O-Cake. This is some really good wax. It's actually meant for skateboarding, but I use this for my obstacles, and it works out just fine for me. I think it's really, really good, and I recommend it if you want to have like something nice and big. It's gonna make you last a long time. It's most definitely worth the money here. But with that being said, you're most definitely going to be seeing this in a lot of my videos. This is a really cool looking obstacle, and on the bottom here I actually went ahead and got some leftover grip tape as well and redid the grippers on the bottom here because I wanted it to be a little bit more a little wider so I can get so it won't like sit here and tip over and stuff, because when I first had it, it was tipping all over, and now it sits nice and still. I can go a little bit wild if I need to. But this is really, really cool, and expect to see this in videos. But with that being said, that's pretty much all my obstacles. I do plan on getting a little bit more, but at the moment I want to just kind of enjoy the ones that I have until I start moving on. But I also have one more obstacle coming in tomorrow, which there probably won't be an unboxing for that, only because it's probably going to be more like an art piece, because this thing is dope. And I don't want to let too much information out, but we'll just leave it as that. But with that being said, guys, really hope you all enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe, like, turn on notifications, all the YouTube stuff. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Catch you later.